Hikers and backpackers of Reddit, what is the most dangerous experience you've had in the wild? Was hiking in Alaska. Was on a trail, big bull moose was following me. Then I noticed up on the trail mommy moose with baby. What to do besides shit your pants? We got off trail and slowly made our way out of there. Scary but coolest thing ever. I had a similar experience in Alaska. I was out hiking with my dogs. We came up on a mama moose and a calf. The dogs hadn't noticed them yet, so I figured my best option was distraction. I ran in the opposite direction yelling and waving my arms. It totally worked and the dogs ran after me. I still fully believe that if my dogs saw that moose, they would have ran at it like idiots, and got stomped to death. Flipped my canoe in rapids. That was scary. Thankfully the guy I was paddling with had been my canoe buddy for 15 years and we were able to get out safely. Stuff we'd practiced at summer camp as kids really came in handy. We've had a few rough/close calls with bad storms whipping up on the lake, but generally we're pretty safe. More injuries than near-death experiences. Other than that time. I've told this story before, but I was walking my dog where I used to live in a more rural area. He's a very calm dog, so I was shocked when he started growling low in his throat with his hackles raised. I got goosebumps and my hair stood on end. I stopped and looked around for a while but didn't see or hear anything. Although, my eyes kept going to a particular bush. My dumb butt thought it was probably nothing. In my defense, my dog was born blind, so he does occasionally get confused over things, but he had only reacted like that once before, and that's when someone was breaking into our cars at night. Anyway, I keep going for a bit until I find a paw print in the sand larger than my hand and decided to nope the EFF out of there. Pretty sure it was a mountain lion print. Like a year before that, I heard one scream while out walking my dog. Another time I was walking my German Shepherd different dog to the other one I mentioned in that same area. I came across a man under a bridge just standing there. A bit odd but not completely unheard of. I kept going and a little ways away I unleashed my dog and we started playing. She likes to take a running start and jump up and chomp down on my arm, kinda like you see police dogs do, but she's very gentle with me. Sounds weird, I know, but that's how she plays. We were doing that a bit when I got the feeling of being watched. I look around and notice that man peeking behind a bush at us. I leash up my dog and hightail it out of there. I have a bad feeling if my dog wasn't with me, he might have tried something. One of the first years I was in Boy Scouts, a group of 20 to 30 of us got really lost while on a day hike away from our car camp. I was probably 12 at the time. Someone let a few idiots who couldn't read the topological map correctly lead. About 2 hours into the hike we came to a fork in the trail and the guys at the front decided to go left. Someone in the middle of the group spoke up about how we should really go right, but he was shut down. The hike was supposed to be around 3 hours. We hiked for another 5 hours before the group stopped and we came to terms with the fact we were lost and the trail we were on wouldn't lead us back to camp. At that point we had little water left, the sun had set, it was getting cold, and most of us were dressed lightly and only had rain gear for warmth. We managed to spot a paved road from the top of a hill and sent a small group to the road while the others stayed put. The Spit group got to the road, found a house, and managed to get help. A very nice man let us fill our water bottles back up before driving a small group back to the car camp. That group got their cars and came back to the pickup everyone. Apparently we walked so far in the wrong direction that we were no longer on the maps we had brought for the hike. If we had been in a more remote location we would have been completely screwed. Since then I've always made sure to pay attention to my own map and will never blindly follow the guys in front. Also, day hikes are sketchy. If you're backpacking, you'll at least have supplies if you get lost. Hiking in a country with venomous snakes. Snakes are easy to avoid, because they avoid you. Just stomp your feet occasionally and they'll move away before you get close. We're going up a narrow dirt ramp part of the trail with boulders/rocks on either side. I'm about to grab hold and pull myself up when I realize there's a snake about 2 feet from where I was going to put my hand, just sleeping in the sun on this rocky shelf. Obviously not enough vibrations getting through the rock to wake it up, and it's easily recognizable as a go to hospital and get antivenom or you die species of snake. We very carefully backed up and found another way up. I don't hike, I dirt bike. In the late spring I was riding alone, which I do a lot not far from our campground we manage. On the trail a mama and 2 cubs crossed my path. I stopped, turning was going to take time so I watched them, and tried revving my engine, but only having a 140 it's quiet and didn't scare them. They just continued slowly walking around really close to the path. They didn't run away, so I started to turn my bike around. Last I saw they were crossing the trail to go back from where they came. I rode as fast as I could away, got to the road and raced back to the campground. After that I carried bear spray. For a few weeks I didn't ride alone, but eventually started to again, just not on that trail where Mama and her babies were. Was exploring in small old copper mine and I didn't realize the puddle in the corner was the mine shaft. I fell in wearing very heavy rain gear as it was a downpour and almost October. If I had gone into shock or hit my head I would have died. We were 20 minutes from shelter and had no phone service. I had early stage hypothermia and my insides felt cold for hours after. We were hiking in northern BC, Canada, in summer. We always pack prepared for overnight, even on a day hike. This mountain, however, had other ideas for us. A severe front moved in with hail, snow, and katabatic winds of almost hurricane force. We survived, obviously, but if we had to overnight, it would have been touch and go for hypothermia. Scary stuff, in the wilderness. I read that as Hitlers and backpackers LOL. Please like, comment, and subscribe.